I keep hearing teams say this thing about AI. We just need better adoption. No, you don't. I think adoption is one of those excuses people use when the product asks too much of a human. Ouch. Look, most AI teams, they don't want to admit this. Users don't care about AI. They never did. They don't wake up excited to learn a new interface, configure a new workflow, or babysit, frankly, a new tool. They wake up, like we all do, tired, probably behind, already juggling too many decisions, probably before their first freaking meeting. And that's why this story about Samsung is cool, why it actually matters. See, Samsung, they're not winning by building the smartest AI. What they're doing, and what I think they're going to be winning with, is that assuming that users wouldn't give a damn about it. Now, that sounds probably a little cynical. No, it's not. It's actually respectful. So many of us ship AI like it's a feature you're supposed to admire. Look at it. Ooh, try it. Learn how it works. Trust us. This is the future. Samsung? No, the opposite. They ship AI across hundreds of millions of devices and refuse to make it a moment. No new app, no setup flow, no welcome to AI. They're not asking for adoption. They remove the decision entirely. That is something so many of us are missing. The biggest barrier to AI, yes, there's trust. Yes, there's accuracy. Yes, capability. But cognitive load, it's a big one. Another interface to learn, another workflow to remember. We already have so many choices all day, every day. Sometimes we talk about AI like humans have infinite attention. We don't. Our attention it's already maxed out. Decision-making, it's overloaded. So when a product just says, just do one more thing, so many of us are saying no, maybe not even consciously, but by our behaviors through non-use, just not doing anything with it. That's why I love this. Samsung, they understood something so many of us still don't. It's like the best AI, it's not asking to be used. It actually removes that friction entirely. You see, when AI shows up by default, there's no adoption curve. There's no training moment. There's no resistance. People don't say, I'm using AI now. That's easier. That's winning. And here's where some of us might disagree, especially in B2B. So many of the AI products, they're still built for cool demos. They look impressive in the pitch, but they fall apart once you go into the real workflows because they demand so much attention. They demand so much configuration. They demand constant care and feeding. And then they're all shocked when usage stalls. That's not a marketing problem. It's a huge design failure. The AI leverage is going to show up when humans do less thinking, not more. So if the system can absorb the complexity instead of pushing it to the user, yeah, that's going to be better. And that's where Samsung, they won. They didn't ship some sort of intelligence. It was like they shipped relief. And relief, that scales, man. And this is also why so many AI co-pilots, they just feel wrong. They sit there waiting for you to ask a good question. And it really assumes that the user has all the clarity or the time and the energy. And again, just so many of us don't. So I don't know if the future, I don't know if it is humans prompting better. Oops, yikes. Is that bad? It might be systems deciding when humans shouldn't have to really think. That's going to require some confidence. It's going to require some constraint. And it requires product teams to really stop doubling down on interaction. When we always focus on interaction, that's not the value. Outcomes are. So the irony sometimes I feel like is the more invisible AI is, probably the more powerful it becomes. So if it becomes more of that default and it stops becoming that feature and it's just infrastructure, so then infrastructure, this, it doesn't need onboarding. It just needs to work. That's such a powerful formula. Remove the choice, remove the burden, remove the need to care. We're so stuck on trying to convince users that AI matters. Such a cool story. But Samsung, yeah, they just made it unavoidable. That's probably the lesson. If your AI needs a roadmap or a slide to explain why it's useful, Maybe you're not doing it right. Maybe it needs to be quieter or simpler. Maybe you need to just make it disappear. And that's what will be the winning formula.